meeting of the Veterans Memorial Island Sanctuary Advisory Committee for August. And to begin with, I'd like to go ahead and ask Curtis if he would lead us with the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. It's good to see everybody this morning, and I see some here in the audience, which is wonderful. And I'd like to begin also by just saying a note to Judy Voiles, who may be looking, and wishing you the best this morning. So, Judy, good morning. Minutes from July. Move they be approved. Okay.
I'll second that.
Okay. All in favor of accepting the minutes for July?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Nope. Okay. Please file those for record. Audience participation. Any comments from those here this morning? Okay. I just say welcome again. New business. I have no new business at this point. This is August, and we've had a full summer, so we'll recap old business. World War II monument restoration and funding. Don is not here, but I can tell you from what I've seen in correspondence with him, the World War II monument has been removed from the island, the pedestal and the bronze plaque. And I think the timing's perfect for restoration of bronze plaques, because I just received a note yesterday, and it says that the plaque has been shipped. So I think we will see that restored quickly. The intent was to have it done by I believe the first part of October timeframe, and it should be done well in advance of that. I think the World War II monument, which needed restoration, will be done. As an aside, looking at the Florida Veterans website, this year, I'm not sure if it was appropriate in the past, but as of this year, the state of Florida has the largest World War II veteran population in the United States. So that's something to be noted. Okay. All right. As far as the recap for the Korean War celebration, last month we had probably 40 people out on the island the weekend, the 26th or something like that, pretty close to that. It was a Saturday. And it wasn't as large a turnout as maybe we could have had with publicity, but the people that were there were noteworthy, to say the least. There was a gentleman that came up and spoke with me that was in the Battle of Incheon. And for those who are not familiar with the Korean War, it was a frigid plateau that was surrounded by 70,000 communists that sought to destroy the Allied forces that were there, that were outnumbered 2-1. And this man participated in that fight. He's now an attorney and lives in the area. And it's just amazing to think you could walk into Publix and be looking at a man that was there during that battle. It's mind-boggling. The other note I would want to mention is we had a young fellow who's a Korean soldier, a Korean veteran. His name's Ted Cooperstein. He's an attorney, the federal attorney in Fort Pierce. He was able to talk to the older Korean veterans and explained that because of the commitment of the United States today, South Korea is a prospering nation. And it's just, it goes to show that our friendship means something in the world, and it's pretty impressive. Okay. So those the ceremonies on the island, while they may seem to be just a note on the page of the newspaper, actually are pretty historical of value. So we may all have relatives that were in the wars, but it's important. Okay. Very quickly moving to Chairman's Matters. Update on the history of Veterans Memorial Island Sanctuary article. For everybody's awareness, on the 19th of June, in the Inside Vero Beach paper, was a wonderful article by a very knowledgeable person aboard the committee, and we just wanted to take a moment to make note of that. And there were a couple items there that I think were going to be updated. So I just want to share with Amalie any notes, comments in regards to the article.
Yes, you all have been very, very gracious in your accolades and so forth. However, I think in thinking about a printed history of the origin and the history of Veterans Memorial Island, there's all kinds. Excuse me, Mr. Sullivan. There are all kinds of types of histories. One is a personal history that's built on personal knowledge with maybe things added to it that would embellish it for one reason or another. Then there's the history that's actually written as a factual history. And we have we found some errors in the printed form, and those have all been corrected. And when I say they've been corrected as to what was actually said at the ceremony. They haven't been changed, they haven't been added to it, because the things that I said and I noted were my personal experiences, and I wanted to pay tribute to a gentleman named Alex McWilliam. And as you all know, the time was fairly limited. So it was a matter of trying to cover all those bases. So with that in mind, it's I know that there are efforts and people, we want to preserve what was said, but the city of Vero Beach, thanks to their recordings, they have what we call the perfect copy. And that is on their webpage. So we don't have to change anything that's on the webpage, because that's exactly what was said. So there are some things that when the history is really written, and I'm not real sure who will be writing it, because it really needs to be a strictly factual history from the beginning to the end. That's my thinking. So Mr. Dage had referred to doing something out at the Victory Center, and that's all fine. But I want everybody to understand that those were personal remarks, and they are not to be taken as the authentic history. They are the history that was given on that particular day. So those
Yeah.
were just my comments, and I appreciate the opportunity to give them. Okay.
Sure, sure. I think if we, any of us that have worked with the press, sometimes when we speak with people, what the final product is versus what we began with, kind of gets changed. And so just be aware. As you go back and you look at articles, you'll say, "Oh my gosh, that was 1914, not 1919," or "Oh my gosh, they added a number there that shouldn't have been there." So, as a lesson for everybody that reads, if you want to make sure things are 100%, then go back to the origin and say, "Ma'am, what was it that you said?" So, anyway, it was a great article. I would just recommend that the updates to the article have been made in regards to a couple of minor things, and if there are questions, and please get back with us. So, okay.
Thank you.
Sure. I did receive this morning a copy of two documents from Mr. Martin, and I want to say thank you in regards to that. One dealt with World War II and the aircraft related to the D-Day invasion, and the second was a note from an adjutant with the American Legion that basically reminded that all veterans organizations needs to verify their eligibility for members, so that if the IRS comes calling, that they've done their due diligence. So I think my matters are covered. So any matters from the members? Barb, welcome. Okay.
Glad to be back.
Yeah. And John?
Oh, well, this morning I got some correspondence about from the Marine Corps League about the Marine Corps birthday ball we're going to have in November 8th at Point West, and it reminds me, I guess we're just 90 days out for Veterans Day, one of the big ones, and I'm sure the Veterans Council will be getting a keynote speaker and getting that all organized. We spoke briefly about the Korean War. I don't know if everybody saw the program. I have one copy in case you didn't, or if anybody wants to see it. And I guess that's all I have.
Okay. All right. And in regards to Veterans Day, oh my gosh! Yesterday was the 4th of July, and Rob is shaking his head. Time goes in a flash. But for Veterans Day, if the public has a recommendation of somebody, a veteran that is local, or just get in contact with me, you can reach us through the City Hall right here, and we'll take it into consideration. But Veterans Day, for planning purposes, is right around the corner. Okay.
No, sir. I don't have nothing.
Anything? Ma'am?
No, all set. All set.
Ken?
I'm good at this time.
Very good. And Curtis?
Yes.
Okay.
Good to see you.
All right. So I would like to close this meeting. The next Veterans Council Advisory Committee meeting will be the 3rd of September. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All set.